Okay guys, so I got another crazy subscriber build here, and this is basically a Runcam hybrid 4K camera with a Beta FPV Beta 65S whoop, and it says the 7x16mm 19,000 kV brushed motors. And actually wasn't really actually thrilled about doing this build because I didn't think getting this together was going to be all that easy. And if you guys remember, I did a subscriber build maybe a week or two ago. After that, I got a crap load of emails from people asking me about various builds, this build, that build, whatever. And this one was interesting because I was like, well, 4K camera on a 65mm brushed whoop is a really unusual combination. And apparently, someone out there in the interweb has done this build already. I don't know who. The guy that sent me these parts said he saw it somewhere, and he said it was this whoop and the Runcam Hybrid 4K, but he wasn't able to figure out how to put it together, and he wanted me to do that for him. So I'm sharing with you guys how I did it, so maybe you guys can replicate it if you want. Yeah, but I don't know who to give credit to because he doesn't know either. Probably somewhere on Facebook, I imagine. And once posts are on Facebook and they end up in the history, whatever, they're lost and you can't find things anymore because it's really hard to search. Anyway, this is not anything new or special or anything that I invented here. It was going to be my first choice. I wouldn't have put this on a brushed whoop. I would put this on probably the 65X or something with a 0802 motor. So I may redo this build later on with my own sort of customizations, but the guy wanted it built this way. And the main challenge was mounting the Runcam hybrid. It's a 20x20 board, and you have a whip style flight controller there. It's a 1S flight controller, and I made these little adapters. So these little adapters right here are printed in TPU, and so these are screwed into the actually the frame here that holds the whip board down. And then I have a set of nylon screws that go into this other part here. I'll put this part up on Thingiverse so you guys can download it and print those out. And that basically mounts the Runcam hybrid board, and actually provides pretty good vibration dampening too, because as you can see, nothing is touching the board from the actual frame, because these little TPU parts act as some vibration dampening. And I originally tried to use the video transmitter that came with the 65S. I think it's a 25 milliwatt video transmitter, but couldn't get the camera to stay on. It would brown out on that. So I ended up swapping out the video transmitter for this one. Here's the AKK Nano 3, and this has an onboard 5-volt regulator. So this VTX is powered by the 5-volt regulator on the flight controller, and then this 5-volt regulator here is powering the camera. So these wires here that go from the video transmitter here, video, ground, and power, are going to the camera. And then I have we have smart audio on here as well. This goes to the flight controller. This is green wire, and then a red and black wire here. That is power to the video transmitter. It goes to the flight controller. So I'm not actually. This is actually set up for OSD, even though I think this flight controller has OSD. Not a big deal, and just the flight time isn't that long. It's like 2 to 2.5 minutes. You can feel a lot of voltage sag towards the end, so you kind of know when to land. The batteries that I'd recommend using are these 300 milliamp hour 1S Nitro Nectar Golds from Newbie Drone. Pretty much all the other 300 milliamp hour 1S batteries are going to sag out a lot quicker. You're going to get a lot shorter flight time and not very good power. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the build. It's actually fairly simple now that you have these parts here to mount the board. Now you can see that I put some dental floss here to mount the camera to the board, and this is kind of obvious, but I'll point it out anyway. So what I did is I put a piece of VHB right, and it's really hard to see, right there. You see the piece of VHB on the bottom of the camera, and it's attached to the top of the micro SD card cage here, this little metal cage, and it doesn't go all the way to the other side, so I actually put a small piece of foam right here so that the camera doesn't lean over one side or the other. It's pretty flat. And then I have a piece of dental floss that holds the front end of the camera down here, and some foam here so the front end of the camera is angled up a little bit. And then I have another piece of dental floss here that just holds the video transmitter and also secures the camera cable here. So yeah, it's just kind of janky. It's very ghetto, but not a lot of jello, and I've actually crashed it a few times already, and it stayed on. So obviously if you're going to be racing this around and hitting gates and walls and stuff, it's probably going to explode, so keep that in mind. If you're just Cinewhooping and trying to go into really tight gaps and spaces, this is probably going to be fine, bouncing around the house, that kind of thing. And of course you get that nice 4K footage from the RunCam Hybrid. Okay, so this is how much it weighs. It's pretty heavy, almost 42 grams, 41.8, plus the battery together, and we're coming in at just over 50 grams. The last modification you need to know about is I changed the battery plug as well to a solid pin plug. I had the ones with the folded pins on there. That's with the original ones that came with the Beta 65S, so you want to switch that out to minimize your voltage sag. And I put a special throttle curve in here as well, PID tune, all that. I'll just link my CLA dump down in the description if you guys want to just copy the settings. That should give you an idea of how it flies. Well, we saw that earlier. So, again, this wouldn't be my first choice in terms of parts and everything. I think I would go with a brushless motors. So I may redo this build. It's pretty simple. If I just get like if you want to do this on a brushless build, just get the 65X instead, or something like something with a 0802 motor like the Mobula 6. And that could work as well. And then you just have to, basically all you need is 5 volts. If you use the AKK Nano 3, you just need 5 volts to power the video transmitter, and then attach the camera to the video transmitter, and you're good to go. So it's probably wouldn't take too long to just swap it over to a different basically base section here. I may do that for a future video. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments. And again, if you're interested in having me do you a build like this, send me an email and we'll consider it. I've rejected probably 99.9% of the proposals out there. This is the second one that I've done because it's just kind of really unique and different, and as far as I can tell, I didn't see any 65 millimeter whoops out there with a 4K camera on there. At least there's nothing in terms of a bind and fly or custom builds. I couldn't find anything on YouTube either, so that's why I'm making this video. And yeah, hopefully this helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.